Hello and welcome to this, the 11th episode of the Audible Anomaly podcast. On today's podcast, we're going to be discussing some of our favorite points from CES 2014. We're going to be talking about our favorite pieces of tech that we like to get our hands on. And also, we're going to be giving you some awesome advice, including how to pull an all-nighter. Stay tuned. Hey guys, and welcome back. As always, I'm Broseph.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Davey.
And together, we're Audible Anomaly!
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the thing now. Okay, whatever. Anywho, let's move on to this week's discussion topics. As y'all know, 2014 happened this past... No, I'm kidding. CES 2014 happened. Thank you for deleting CES on there. By the way,
I didn't do it.
It wasn't me. I don't even know how to keep it.
I don't know. I don't remember doing it. I thought I did CES. Anyway, whatever. Let's be honest now. CES 2014 was this past week, and we have a bunch of cool stuff that we want to talk about. Going in no particular order, we'll start off with Razer's Project Christine. It's a modular computer.
Christine.
That's pretty sexy, but unfortunately she has way too many boobs. So, whereas it looks like she does. But yeah, it's supposed to be modular.
It's not a good situation.
And we're already at 2-1. We weren't even trying this week. Trying to go, for the most part, without a joke counter, but I guess it's failed already. But
I always go for the joke counter.
I've tried
That's
to
where I
forget
find the good
that.
ones, prescription joke counter.
Oh, God.
God. Anywho,
Why do we...
why do we do podcasts anymore?
Why don't we just do bad jokes? An hour of bad jokes. Just straight. We wouldn't even need me or you, Josh. It'd just be Kevin.
I know. Anywho, Project Christine, modular computer, everything's water cooled, everything is modular. Everything is interestingly shaped.
Yeah, just plug in and plug out. It looks pretty cool.
It looks pretty decent, yeah.
It looks ugly.
Yeah, you're too used to traditional builds.
Maybe.
He's going to be that guy when we're all old. I remember back in my day, we used to put the hard drives in the computers.
They weren't just floating there.
I want individuality in my computer. Christine has none. They're cookie cutter. You put your GPU unit top. I put mine at the bottom. What a change.
Exactly, it's like revolutionary. Also,
Back in my day, we had to insert the sticks of RAM.
is that a euphemism?
Maybe.
Okay.
And I want pretty colors.
That's what you have.
Back in my day, we had colors.
Back in my day, we used Windows 7. Not 5 billion.
Damn it, Grandpa.
And it doesn't look like you carry it very easily,
It has a handle at the top.
Did it?
Yeah, it's literally meant to be carried
That's the whole point. That's why I enjoyed it.
of a handle.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are cases like that already.
Yeah, well, not everyone has a C70 from Corsair. Or no.
Your case has handles? Doesn't it? Yes, it does, I
No,
think.
it doesn't. It has at the bottom, but those are feet to hold it off the ground. I'm not going to carry my computer upside down. That would not be best.
Oh, you know what I was thinking? I was thinking of the clips for the side panels on yours.
Yeah, that's so
They're
much
tiny
nicer.
panels. I know.
They're freaking nice. I know.
If this whole modular computer thing gets off the ground, there'll be no need for a fan plant anymore.
It is all liquid cooled. But I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way. The way they were saying, who needs to know how to build computers when you can... Exactly. No, it's this way instead of this way.
Sorry, it's instead of,
But they were saying only the most hardcore enthusiasts know how to build computers these days. I'm thinking, I was a kid when I built a computer.
We
I
built
was
one
not-
the other day.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot more people know how to build computers these days than they did back when computers were kicking off.
I mean, that's
So,
in part thanks to YouTube.
well, yeah, but it's just
easy.
the idea that it's become a lot more easy.
Heck, this one lady who came into the store about 2 years ago bought the parts and let her 10-year-old kid build it.
Yeah.
Granted, he did a terrible job. It was still posting at 98 degrees centigrade, the CPU. I don't know how, but it was fucking awesome. So obviously the kid did a terrible job, and that was the thing that I was actually going to mention last week that I forgot to. About fan plan and building it during the technical advice. I just remembered it. It's like, yeah, perfect. Throw it in here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have mixed emotions with it. I enjoy the idea. Looks are eh.
It doesn't look like it would. Not that it wouldn't run, but it would break too easily.
It
I feel like it
looks
gets
more like a piece of art. Bad
Reminds
art,
me of
mind you.
ugly
but-
tree. Because we got the center trunk and then all the modules sticking out the sides.
No, see,
Just in time for Christmas? You can see, that'd
Should
be
I paint it red?
awesome. No, I was gonna say you can
For
just put like
ornaments.
ornaments on it, little lights. Go, that'd be epic. Come on. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Nothing you could do could make me like that model. Nothing.
now see, my big question is would it be all Razer like
All Razer exclusive parts.
all Razer exclusive?
So they'll repackage your 780 for you. Sell it to you for twice the price. What a discount.
Yeah. See, it would work if other brands had an opportunity to make modular parts for it. So you're still building it with parts that you trust, and that way, I feel like that'd be the only way that market would kick off.
I'm pretty sure this will be like a stepping stone to general,
I agree. I think it's going in the right direction,
yeah,
but it's
just
not there.
not well executed.
Exactly. Good idea. Bad execution.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see when it releases.
I don't like that you can't repair anything without breaking.
Yeah.
Very Apple.
Very, very Apple.
Yeah, it's Razer.
Yeah, the other problem is going to be the price, definitely.
Whew. God,
Yeah,
I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah. So,
like 3,000-4,000 for the base.
ish. For an i5.
CPU module.
Seriously. That's like my build for just like an i5. We're exaggerating, of course. It's not gonna be that bad.
Probably not.
Well, I mean,
Probably.
the cool thing is there's going to be no like, oh, does my part fit in this?
That's the idea. You're losing any compatibility issues, but I'm betting that will eliminate certain options.
Yeah, so we'll see with that. So, yeah, move on.
Sure.
Don't know. So,
Okay, let's do. Kingston showed off over 300 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM in a computer.
yeah, very interesting number too. I found.
384?
Yeah,
It's a lot
Yeah,
of RAM.
384.
it's a lot of RAM, but it's like, well, how does one come to that
Where were the sheep?
number?
Well, let me think. 384 on 16-bit modules would be 24 modules. Don't think there were 24 modules on that computer. So, let's take a look at the picture.
That's what I'm trying
Yes,
to
we can.
do.
Oh, that could easily be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
Oh, that is
yeah,
24.
That is
Wow.
24.
Okay then. So they're only 16 gig modules.
Okay.
Only 16 gig modules.
Interesting.
It's only 4 times the size of my modules.
Yeah. Same here. Same here.
And me too. I guess 3. 1, 2, 3.
We got you.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the specs on it.
It says the
It's faster.
speeds are 2400 and 3200 megahertz.
Yeah.
Of course, the specs are pure conjecture, as they say.
Mm.
So, yeah. Don't know performance-wise. It's mostly... It was found in a top-secret Intel server build thing that they had at CES, so we fully don't know what that will
Yeah.
mean in real...
Well, they have a picture of the BIOS.
Right.
Scroll down. And it's running at...
2134.
Yeah. But that doesn't look like it says megahertz.
Does not look like it says
To be fair, I can't
That
tell
says
what
mega terabytes per second. This is
That
MT.
doesn't make sense.
Looks like.
It does look like MT, but I can't think that that's actually... That's definitely MT.
It's definitely MT.
I have no idea what an MT is. We'll find out for you here in a second.
Yeah.
Mountaintops per second?
Absolutely not it.
This is a nice try.
Mini tonsils per second?
Yes, metatarsals per second. It's the mega transfer per second.
Ah, that makes sense now. Okay. I've got you.
So, for example, if a motherboard or processor has an FSB clocked at 200 megahertz and performs
FSB is front side bus.
front side bus, yes,
For them.
at 200 megahertz and performs 4 transfers per clock cycle, the FSB is rated at 800 mega transfers per second. So, okay.
I get Tyrannosauruses per second.
Absolutely not.
Oh. That would be cool, though.
No, there's
That
three.
would be scary.
There are 3 movies why that's a bad idea.
I think there are more than 3, but those are the most popular.
Yeah, well, one of them's in 3D, so, you know. Anyhow, there's that. DDR4.
Yes. Exciting.
Ram. Chevy.
That
Sheep.
It's not even the right
So-
company.
It's not, is it? I don't know trucks well.
I can just dodge all this.
Good joke counter, 1.
Awesome joke counter 1. It's
Good
universal.
job, Kevin. Should we take out both of his bad joke counters?
Let's see here. What should we do next?
What should we do next or talk about next?
No, not
Why,
the list.
why not both?
Oh.
Next on the list is Oculus Rift. They
Well,
show
I was
off
kind
the
of
new
going
prototype
willy-nilly.
that goes with Crystal Cove. Heard it's nice this time of year.
It is. I was there really recently.
Oh, nice. Cool. True story. Anyway, what is this Crystal Cove business?
Well, you see, it's a national bar now. So, the difference between the previous Oculus Rift prototypes and the Crystal Cove is that the Crystal Cove has positional tracking. So instead of just turning your head to the sides and tracking that, you can lean forward, you can lean back, it'll track all that too. Lean to the sides.
Okay. So you can.
I think someone said it was brighter and sharper as well.
Yes, that's also what I heard. Wasn't the first one 720p
Was
monitors?
I
it? I thought
think
they were
so.
both 1080.
I thought they were 1080, but I don't know. I know they mentioned 1080p on this one. I have it here somewhere.
They definitely said that they were two 1080p screens. But let's take a guess, and we'll leave it up to the emu.
There you go. Crystal
I'm betting-
Cove version is 1080p OLED.
Right, it might not have been OLED.
Correct. That might have been the difference.
Organic LEDs.
So, yeah, there's that. Like I said, I can take a quick gander at the old one. But yeah, pretty decent stuff. I still want to get my hands on one. We might.
It's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Is it like a stretch this way?
No, it's
No?
the other way.
Other way? Okay. Other way.
There you go.
Okay. But yeah, bad jokes aside.
Does that go on my count or yours?
I'll consider that my count.
Okay.
So since it was terrible.
I really only care about my count. But,
The dev kit was 1280 by 800.
okay.
The consumer version was 1080p.
Interesting.
Yeah, what was that?
Akusoku. Again.
Again? God damn, it's the fifth time this week.
Look.
This week.
Yeah, he wasn't that well, he wasn't
Well,
this
technically.
last week.
It is still this week.
Agreed. It is.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do. I don't know. We could just go down the list.
It's easier that
Samsung
way.
Yeah.
has announced a line of tablets. Pro line. Sorry, I don't really have a lot of information. I'm just reading the information on the screen.
Okay. So, in order to compete with the high-end Apple and Google tablets, Samsung is putting out their Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro line. It's supposed to be better than the Galaxy Tab line.
That's why it's a Pro.
Is it by any chance bigger?
I actually don't know.
Okay. Then I'm not sure if it's better.
That's definitely not the one.
Obscure bad joke.
Yeah.
We got a hipster over here.
I never said it was cool.
Well, it clearly wasn't hot.
So, unless you have any more on the
Can I just put an
Samsung
end
Pro
to these
lines.
bad jokes.
No, I really don't have any information on them.
Okay. So we're not really discussing it. We're just telling you it's coming out.
Well, I left it in the news.
Yeah. Well, there's a few that we can discuss. But yeah.
Definitely. So we can do the Sony stuff now. I'm a little bit more interested about these. So Sony's got their head tracking unit to go along with their 1080 display visor thing. It's been at CES for like 3 years now.
Yeah, it has.
But yeah, so they got the head tracking now. So alone, it does not compete with the Oculus Rift. There is no display on the head tracking unit. But if you used it with the other, it'd be roughly similar.
Right. Yeah, so it's kind of like the IR tracking that was pretty
Mhm.
common amongst sim racers. We'll say, and some flight sim people use it as well. Just pretty much like usually 3 IR points. So you can move. You'll move your head and it'll switch the camera around in game, not necessarily like Oculus Rift where it's it's projecting,
Yeah.
on your visor thingy. So yeah,
Yeah.
still worked pretty decently.
Cool idea.
Yeah, like it's a lot better when you have multiple monitor, to be fair. But yeah, it's something.
Definitely. And what I'm more excited about from Sony is their ultra short throw 4K projector. So 4K, very cool, but not
Yeah.
too special in my opinion.
4K. No big deal.
Yeah, it's just 4 times bigger than,
It's just 4 times better than anything else on the market.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I'm just throwing random numbers out here.
No, I mean there's an 8K.
projector.
Is
I don't
it?
think they're consumer 8K displays, but they're 8K cameras.
Yes.
So
Well, projector-wise of
Pictures.
8K projectors.
You know what I find funny about that? It's Sony's ultra short throw ultra HD projector.
I know.
Ultra twice.
They really like ultra stuff.
I think it's gonna be ultra. Ultra Street Fighter 4. No.
They'll break out the ultra moves.
You'll be able to play Ultra Street Fighter 4 on your ultra short throw, ultra HD projector.
On your ultra normal PS3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Ultra awesome PC. It's not
Yeah.
quite ultra awesome, but it's getting there.
It's extra
getting there.
ultra. For me. Anyway. But yeah, ultra short throw, ultra HD projector. Sounds awesome.
So the ultra short throw, if you don't know projectors that well, they have a minimum effective range. So that's called the throw. For a lot of projectors, you can't just set it up right in front of your wall and get a clear picture. You have to be 10, 15 feet back from the wall or further. But with the short throw and ultra short throw, you can get within 10 feet. And with the ultra short throw, I think you can get within 5 and have that crisp, clear picture.
Yeah.
Sounds
It's good
really
for like
nice.
monitor mounting really close to or not monitor mounting, ceiling mounting.
Yep.
Close to the screen.
Yep. Another cool thing, I actually have a projector calculator.
Oh,
So a bunch of different like monitors and what have you, or sorry, projectors. Let me see. Let me see if they updated this with Sony's. I doubt it. Good God, there's way too many. But yeah, you can figure out like you can find out which what monitor. If you already have a projector, I keep saying monitor, damn it. If you have any specific projector, you can find out the optimal range. It has the throw distance, the physical throw distance, and it'll have the ideal image size. And such. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
sweet stuff.
Surprisingly enough, with this Sony H7530D, that's actually Acer H7530D, which is discontinued at 5 feet. It has a image size of 42 inches. So
Not bad.
if you knock it back to 10, you have 84 inches. If you want to go all out, that doesn't even say 32 feet with 10 inches. If it's bright enough, 273 inches.
Damn.
You only need 12 feet with this projector to get 100 inches. So, yeah,
Damn.
fun stuff. I'll probably throw that into. Yeah, nothing. It's just fun to have. Like I said, if you already have one.
Yeah, definitely. And pretty sure we do for that one event.
Right. Yeah.
We should be set for that.
We need to find the model, so we can.
Yeah, I'll try to find that later.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That one event you may or may not have heard of.
That we didn't mention right now.
Exactly.
Anything about? Yeah,
And
they
I
know
have.
the one.
I
They
still
know
have.
the one.
I don't.
He knows the one. He just doesn't know. He knows the one.
He doesn't
Wait, I
know
know
it's
the
that
one?
one. You know the one.
What one are we talking about?
The
That
one.
The
The
one?
one.
The one.
The
The-
one that happens in that 1 month of the
Which month?
awesome stuff.
That month.
Are we talking about the same one?
Yes.
The same one.
Are we sure?
No.
I'm sure. We're
Wait,
talking about
the same one that you guys are always the one you guys
yeah,
are always
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Always.
That one.
Always talking about that one.
It's the one.
That one.
Oh, the one.
Not to be
That's-
confused with the Xbox one.
Oh.
This is the other.
This is the
This
other
is
the
the
real
one.
one.
It's
this
coming
is
out
the
for
real
Xbox
one.
One, but that's beside the point.
Okay, I now know exactly what we're talking about.
If you don't know which one we're talking about, you definitely need to check podcast number 2.
It was in 1 as well, wasn't it?
No.
No,
Really?
we talked about it.
We talked about it, but we never announced it.
We announced it in 2.
Yeah. I thought we wait. I mean, no, because the release date was in like 4, right? Or 3?
Around
5?
there.
Because
Somewhere around
I was
No,
there.
no, we didn't release. We didn't release officially until
No. Official
the
release date.
date.
for release
Announcement.
date happened that week of 2. That's why we officially released it.
Okay.
The event,
Huh.
because that's the only thing that I
We
was waiting
sure?
for. I'm positive. Well,
Oh.
slightly negative, I think, but
Because I know we
Occasionally.
announced the collector's edition that
did.
same day. I thought they announced the month it was releasing, not the actual physical date.
I had date. We had date.
Okay.
I'm
We
like,
had a date.
I had a date. Yeah.
Oh, you guys finally had a date?
No.
I knew it was.
Had.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Had.
Oh, it didn't work out.
No.
Oh.
Nope. It was
We'll try
podcast
again
number
some
2.
other
We had
time.
release, collector's edition, and the thing.
The thing.
The thing we're
Was it
talking about.
Clobbering time?
The one.
About the one. Yes. The
Yeah.
The one.
See, I really wanted to go on with more thing jokes.
Whatever.
Thing, the hand,
Just no.
the monsters. Anyone? No.
No. Just
I wonder if they understand we're talking about the one. If they've seen most of the podcast, they understand.
they know. They know. It's
Yeah.
the one.
Okay.
So
Let's move on to a new one now.
okay. So a different one we're talking about. Another one that I'm sort of not really excited for. There's some pretty crappy content coming to this. But if you guys didn't know, I'm a little bit of a wrestling fan. I kind of got into it because of my uncle. He wants to be a wrestler. So, he's training and doing all this thing. And I decided, well, I used to be into wrestling back right toward the end of the Attitude Era for WWF at the time. So I started watching again. I will be the first to admit I have to balance my time watching the new stuff as well as watching the old stuff because I don't feel right. Because the new stuff is just that bad. It's become what we call the drama era. But I digress. WWE announced on Wednesday that they're coming out with the WWE Network. So it's supposed to be 24/7 streaming online. It's not, as far as I've gathered, it's not an actual TV channel. It's predominantly all online. They're going to have 24/7 broadcasts running. They're going to have pre-post shows for Raw and SmackDown. They're going to have all the in-ring shows, which they consider NXT and Superstars. They're going to have replays going on. They're going to have a bunch of original programming. One of the ones that I thought was pretty nifty was WrestleMania Rewind, where they go back and they talk about WrestleMania moments and, pretty decent stuff, reminiscing. They're having a series on the Monday Night War, which during the presentation was actually pretty funny because the teleprompter said wars, and then Stephanie McMahon got pissed off and yelled at her husband Triple H for saying wars because it was really war, and then it just became improv central, but it was actually quite entertaining. If you're not a big fan of WWE but you want to watch something funny, that might be something for you. If you're a fan of WWE, you probably watch the entire thing anyway because it was free on their website. But yeah, that was a pretty funny moment. Anyway, so the Monday Night War, they're talking about it in depth. They have a documentary out already that, of course, I've seen. So it's still pretty interesting stuff. They're going to be talking about it hopefully more in depth. They have something called Countdown, where they have the top 10 things. They have, everything from matches to entrances to, everything that's completely decided by the fans. So that was pretty interesting. They have a really terrible reality show called Legends House, where they take, I believe it's 8 WWE legends, put them all in a house and watch them live. It looks terrible. I will not be watching that. What else did they announce? All pay-per-views are going to be included with the service. It is a premium service, but typically pay-per-views are about $50, I want to say, with WrestleMania being $60. For the simple charge of $9.99, you'll have HD streaming with all pay-per-views. So if you're just wanting this for pay-per-views alone, $9.99 a month, not bad at all. On top of that, they said they have over 100,000 hours worth of footage. So they have every single pay-per-view, every single ECW pay-per-view, every single WCW pay-per-view, and just a shit ton of content to be viewed. So I already have my own source for this content that is actually pretty solid. I will actually be starting up the Attitude Era pretty soon myself. So I'm going to marathon that pretty hard before school starts. I don't know. It was crazy because like yesterday I was watching the first ever wrestling or WWE F at the time show that I've ever watched. It was Royal Rumble 2001 with Drew Carey, who came out in the Royal Rumble. I never thought in, what is it, almost 13 years later that I would be able to watch that on a telephone that fits in my pocket. Never would imagine that. Just it blew my mind just how far technology has come in such a short time, because I have that exact Royal Rumble pay-per-view on VHS. It's sitting somewhere in my garage. I think I saw it the other day too. But yeah, like it just from VHS to your phone. I mean, really, it was, yeah. So WWE Network, I've rented long enough. They're obviously not fans, so I don't blame them.
Back in elementary school, I was a fan.
Of course, yeah. Like everyone during the Attitude Era, it was badass to be a part, to watch wrestling. That was the whole point, But watching Stone Cold kick the crap out of Vince McMahon week in and week out, and all the my favorites are the Thanksgiving Day gravy matches, which were like mud matches, but with gravy, and the bra and panty matches. Those were awesome. Those were over the top, but they were so awesome. But yeah, I digress.
Okay.
So we should move on.
Yes.
Maybe.
Let us do that. So Intel brought out two big announcements. We've got smart earbuds, which I think are pretty neat. They are earbuds that you wear while you are exercising, and they're supposed to actively monitor your heart rate, how many calories you burn, how quickly you're moving, all the fun stuff, and report that to a smartphone or media playing device. So you can watch your heart rate go up and down, and calories you burn go up, hopefully not down. You never know.
That'd be weird.
I know, right?
Just sitting there with these.
Oh, good God. As I think they froze.
Yes, we did.
So this is interesting.
I'm
They're kind of
hoping you
frozen in time,
No.
and I can't hear them.
Can't still hear us.
So I actually think we dropped the call, which is what's happening now. But yeah, they're supposed
to keep
track stuff.
talking
They're
until we are
similar
heard.
to what like
Never mind.
I'm gonna keep eating my chips.
Nike Plus was, except a lot more cool things, So,
Hello? Hello?
yeah. So, anywho,
Hello?
if I didn't miss anything, they can talk.
Yes. So you can watch your calories burn go up, hopefully not down. And then one of the smart features it has is if it's watching an ideal piece is set at some point. So if it sees that you are above that, it'll play something kind of calming, soothe you down, bring you back down towards that ideal pace. And if you're going kind of slow, it might play something to pick you up.
Yes, very, very cool. Very cool. Anywho.
So
already mentioned my piece about them being somewhat similar to Nike Plus, but yeah.
Yes. And they are not planning on making them themselves. Intel will not be manufacturing these smart headphones. They will be developing them with probably Nike Plus. They didn't say who, but some company with experience in that field.
Yeah, would make sense if it was Nike Plus. Or it was Nike in general.
I could see Google picking it up. Just because it's Google.
Yeah. Google's kind of got its hand in everything.
Yeah.
It's something I would feel like they would develop.
Because Nike already was established, though. Like I said.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it'd be there.
That were Sennheiser, but Sennheiser doesn't actually do anything. Maybe physical earbuds made by Sennheiser. Actually, no, I doubt it because they're Adidas partnered. At least
Really?
were for a while. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if Google were to purchase it, they could get any brand, I guess.
Yeah.
Essentially, to actually make the sound.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
maybe Apple will purchase it.
No.
Also, this is a decision for Intel to choose their partner, not a purchasing thing.
Well,
Moving
Still
on.
Yeah. Intel also released or announced their Edison computing system. So it's microcomputing on an SD card form factor. It's optimized for wearable technology, and I think they've put out a challenge to people to make stuff with it. Not 100% on that.
Intel, now creating blueprints.
Creating patents, not actual
Yeah.
things.
Intel, we don't make things. We make other people make things.
Who knows? Maybe Sony will pick it up for their smart wig.
What? Smart wig.
That was 6.
You weren't here. Smart wig, yeah. Smart wig is supposed to be a wearable computational device.
Sure. Wearable computing, computational, same thing.
I wasn't sure if computable was a word.
Computing.
Yeah, that. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't go with that word. I'm like, computational. That works. Anyway, yeah. So
Interesting.
they had the patent for it. That was pretty much it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, next
I
one.
guess I'll do the next one too.
Yeah, you will.
Doorbot. Doorbot is something I find really neat. So, they probably don't.
Yeah.
It is a doorbell intercom thing. It's Wi-Fi enabled, so you stick it up next to your door. They ring that, or when someone comes up to the door, they ring that. And if you have it connected to your smartphone, you get a notification that says, "Hey, someone's at your door." And you have the option to speak to them and watch them if you have internet
Ooh.
connection. It's kind of creepy,
Uh,
but at the same time, very helpful.
Never miss your packages again.
Oh, this is true. I wonder.
Be back later. Wait there like 5 minutes.
Yeah, or just leave it on the door. I'll be home later.
Which,
Just toss it on the roof, man. I swear, it'll survive.
It's a 500-story building.
I live in an apartment. Is it really feasible to do this?
wait, they let
Yeah.
you they let you install one of these in an apartment? Shh! Don't tell them.
They don't know. It reminds
I
me of
watch
GTA 5. Because they have it where like, oh, someone's ringing at your doorbell supposedly on your phone. So it's like, one might say it's quite adorable. No?
No,
No? Okay. I tried.
too try hardy.
Anywho. Unless you have any other bad jokes to add.
Nope.
Not this time.
Alright, we will move on to the next one.
Yes, we've talked about it quite a few times.
Just never had an official name for it.
Yeah, it's called PlayStation Now. It's the streaming service that PlayStation will use for their older games, so that you can stream it to your PlayStation 4 and your PlayStation 3 and your PlayStation Vita and some TVs and some media players. So yeah, now it's gonna be like a monthly service, I assume. You'll be able to stream games to multiple devices.
It's subscription based, from what I've gathered. I haven't heard anything of actual
Actual
pricing.
price or
well, I'm sure they haven't announced anything like that. Just they're officially announcing it now.
Yeah.
So
it was specifically Bravia TVs. They're starting with the 2014 Bravia TV models, as well as other internet-connected devices, which they said would include tablets and smartphones. So, assuming the major, Android, iOS devices. Also, they said that they will begin a beta program at the end of January.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that
U.S.
in the
and
US.
In the U.S.
want to say they were expecting full release in the summer in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere in the U.S. So we have the official blog post from PlayStation linked down. So you have all this good stuff there.
I know. I'm excited to play my PS3 games on my PS3. So
I only wish it was available on PS2.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually am really tempted to sign up now.
I am too. I'm glad they're releasing for the PS3.
Yeah. And iOS devices. Or I'm assuming iOS devices and Android. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Play some
Even
Crash Bandicoot.
TVs. Just play some games.
Play on your remote control.
Oh.
2, 4.
Good God.
Input.
Jeez. Power button. No, wrong one.
I need more power.
What are you playing? I'm just playing Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars is a tough game. No doubt. I've been
wait.
playing on the harder difficulties. Easy, it's easy. Didn't even do easy. But no, sprees.
Yeah.
That's the first game I always think of when I think of PlayStation 2. That and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on up.
So. Oh, this is me again.
It's always you.
Yeah.
Wait, that's why you're in charge of news.
Well, we're not in the news.
In general.
Okay. Well, these are new things. So, 3D Systems, 3D printer manufacturer, has released their ChefJet series 3D printers. They were showing them off and demonstrating them, really, on the floor, printing candies. So they print in sugar. They can do colors if you want it. All sorts of shapes. It's a 3D printer. And they have the ChefJet and the ChefJet Pro. Pro does larger size stuff. Maybe a little faster.
Halloween's going to get very interesting.
Seriously. Or just gourmet chefs, pastry makers. Anyone can use this.
3D printers are really kicking off.
CES actually had an entire pavilion for 3D printers, or 3D printing stuff this year. They never had that before. They sold out, so they added more space, and they sold out of that too.
Jeez.
Damn.
That's crazy. Crazy awesome. That was just bad in general, but damn, that's... Anywho, move on to the last bit
Some
here.
pretty sweet stuff. Just thought of that one.
Wow. Anywho. Move into the last bit of news. Or at least not news, but discussion topic for CES that we thought was worth mentioning and stuff. And I'm just going to keep rambling on because, well, that's what I do.
Alright, Ramblers. Let's get rambling.
Let's get rambling. So Mad Catz is unveiling I believe it's the second officially branded wheel Microsoft branded wheel for Xbox One called the Mad Catz Pro Racing Wheel. We have an article to. We have a link to. We don't have a link on it. I will get a link for that. But I believe it was IGN's video, pretty much discussing that you can actually take off the steering wheel. It's modular. They believe they're going to release different wheel rims, similar to like the Fanatec CSR Elite and Club Sport line. They also have modular pedals. I did notice that they did not have a clutch pedal, so I don't know if they're going to add that later or if it's just going to be absent of a clutch pedal. I know they had paddle shifters on the wheels, so maybe I didn't see a shifter either. So maybe not full-blown sim, but semi-sim at a pretty steep price. I believe it's $399 they're going to be releasing them at. So not even having a clutch pedal for $399. No, thank you. Personally, also don't have an Xbox One, so what's the point for me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean it's out there. It's cool that we're starting to see more and more people developing for Xbox One. But yeah, so nothing really apart from the Thrustmaster TX Racing one. I think it's the TX1.
Sure.
I'll have to look that up. That's Texas One Volleyball. That's not what I'm looking for.
He's not right now.
Showing up. TX Racing Wheel. I think.
We'll show you the Thrustmaster.
Yeah, also $399. Force
Okay.
feedback, but it's based off of Ferrari F458 Italia wheel. Oh, it has the heart technology that I've been praising for a while. The
It's got soul.
the Hall effect Accurate technology, which is contactless magnetic sensors. So there's actually no moving parts
Okay.
apart from moving parts, because but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to have force feedback without moving parts
exactly.
or
But-
a turning wheel.
Yeah, that is
It's
just
true.
that it's only for the wheel steering axis. So
Mm.
not really a common place that it fails in, but hey, there's that. So yeah, also 2 paddles, no
No clutch pedal.
no clutch pedal, just sad. Needs more clutch, guys. Needs more clutch. Especially with Forza 4
Clutch it.
being one of the best clutch designed games for a while. I mean, not the best, but definitely best for Xbox, especially. Pretty solid clutch designed game. What you gonna do? So yeah, I guess with that, they like to freeze a lot. So I'm gonna go
And
ahead
with that, we're
and
gone.
try and stall you guys
Yay.
for time. Okay, I didn't
Thank
have
you.
to. All right. Anywho, we're gonna move on now to our weekly favorites. This week, it's the favorite piece of tech that we'd like to get our hands on. So I don't know who wants to go first, but if we have any volunteers, it'd be great.
I'll volunteer as always.
Well, there
Um.
was that one time,
And another time.
Well,
right?
And the third time.
I know. And I switched
volunteer
to the
the
wrong scene.
most of the time.
Okay.
Well, if you're missing 3 times, can't be that much.
Anywho,
I was thinking about it while we were reading through the discussion topics, and I would love to get my hands on a 3D printer. I would just build. I don't know. I'm creative in the ways of acting, and not necessarily artsy. But I think with a 3D printer, I could learn to be artsy, to make actual things that could work. That'd be cool.
I almost got one when we had them in the store for $650. I was like, well, this is about a quarter of the price of a MakerBot.
true.
And I was like, well, this is about a quarter of the price of a MakerBot. So I decided not to get it.
Yeah, that's kind of like me and quadricopters.
No, I mean it would probably not have good quality.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Well, the reason, well, I know one of the
I totally have a
reasons
camera.
it was so inexpensive was the fact that you had to build everything up.
Mhm.
So you had to solder things and.
It came unassembled.
Yeah.
But still, I was at the Microsoft store. I was actually at the launch of the Xbox One at the Microsoft store.
Those are. Sorry, what?
But no, they had a 3D printer there, and I was checking out some of the stuff that they made. And they made this cool heart that was made out of gears, so you turn the gears and the heart would disassemble.
Takes 3 rotations to
Yeah,
get back to a heart.
but still, it looked cool. It felt really, really nice in my hands.
Mhm.
You know, it was just a solid piece of plastic filament.
It's,
Yeah, plastic filament. But still, it felt cool.
At
and
that
I-
point, it's just plastic.
yeah, well, made of filament. Plastic filament.
Plastic.
It's just plastic.
Well, plastic in general. But at one point, it was plastic. Filament.
But that.
Yes. But when you're holding it, it's plastic.
Well, yeah,
It's just plastic.
made up of plastic filament.
It's just plastic.
But it's still made of
Plastic.
plastic toner.
It's just plastic.
Am I gonna have to move
Well,
on
yes.
and mute them
It's
again?
extruded plastic.
But
That's
it's
all
made
filament
of.
is. And then
plastic
you change its shape.
filament.
It's just plastic.
Well, but still, it's made of plastic.
I'm
filament.
going to have to mute them again. So while they argue in the background, I'm just gonna move on and say that my personal piece of tech that I want to get my hands on is the Oculus Rift. Just I think it's awesome, or at least something in the similar design. There was one that was I believe it was the Avegant virtual AR one, which works pretty well. It actually, that one specifically used a single LED with micro mirrors, so you don't actually have light shining into your eyes, which causes damage as well as you to get headaches a lot quicker or whatever. But I just love to use it with like a racing sim, like Oculus Rift. Euro Truck Simulator to any other racing game really. But yeah, like I said, that'd be pretty badass for me. But yeah, so like I said, that's personally what I'd like to get. I don't know what they're blabbling on about at this point, but because believe me, they are still talking. So anyway,
I'm saying when you held it in your hands, it was solid plastic.
made.
End of
That was at one point plastic filament.
can we move on from this, gentlemen? 'Cause
Yes.
it is now one.
Yes. My choice is IBM's Watson.
Is it elementary?
No.
We're going to
Sir
explain.
Arthur Conan Doyle never wrote that.
I know.
Okay.
It's just the joke that everyone says.
I know.
It's kinda
I
sad.
thought about it and I was like, nah. But Watson is their supercomputer.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting. Imagine running
I
out
could do
videos
my
on that.
taxes in a second. I could do my research paper in a second.
Ooh.
I don't know, because you still have to read it.
Nonsense. Watson's intelligent.
Ah.
He won Jeopardy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's that robot
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
against geniuses.
Oh.
I don't know if that's fair, though.
Oh, it's totally fair. They won some rounds.
Okay. Anyway, shall we move on to our advice?
Also, Watson's getting upgrades.
Winning. Anyway,
$1 billion.
You're changing me, Master.
Hey.
Master, are you making me different? Do I not love you enough?
Master,
love you,
My body
Master.
feels so different.
yeah, can we
What's
move on,
happening?
please? Because we're kind of dragging
Master,
this on.
Sorry.
what are these,
Okay.
Master? I don't understand this, Master.
Yes, the advice. Let's do that.
Who wants to go first?
Not me. See, I volunteered first this time. You're last.
That's not how it works.
It is in my book.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I guess
I'll
we'll go with the
start
bros
it off.
again.
The bros. Let's see if I have it on me. Here it is. We're going with bro code this week. Article 26. Unless he has children, a bro shall never wear his cell phone on a belt clip. Yes. For the belt clip is a fashion no-no. And once you have kids, it doesn't really matter.
Because that means you probably scored a decent chick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the most likely code. And at that point, you need an accessible phone. Because what if your kid's on fire?
What is this, Stanley Parable?
Apparently so.
Who's the narrator?
Well, it's really a baby on fire.
It could be fire.
There's two. There's two. There's a small African child that was burned for science.
Yes,
Yes, there was.
Forgot about that one.
Come on. You're talking to the man that did almost all 13 endings, just because I didn't want to do the baby on fire for 4 hours.
You're talking to the guy who can't remember what he did 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, they were arguing like a little. I mean, anyway, I'm gonna move on here.
I was right, and you know it.
I agreed with you. I just had to ignore you guys.
I'm sick of my story.
Okay, well, you guys can discuss this after podcast when you guys are eating dinner together. Just kidding. I don't know.
He already ate dinner.
Shut up.
I was there.
Okay, I'm gonna move on now. It's kind of awkward you just being there for him eating dinner, just watching him.
Look, do not judge my methods.
Okay.
When I'm trying to grow closer to Kevin, I only do it during dinner time.
Okay, I don't know why he's pointing.
I don't know why he's pointing either.
Guess who's next?
He just went.
Oh, that's right. We're on advice now.
Derp.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
I went first
Like
for
he
the
said,
favorites.
he doesn't remember what he said 5 minutes ago. Or he did 5 minutes ago, sorry. Okay,
Perfect
I shall
example.
go next.
Yes. Let's. Oh, right. You're that way, huh?
Yeah, well, not anymore. You're just off the screen.
Oh, okay.
So, also muted there. I didn't hear him, but okay. Anyway, that's convenient, actually. We're going to move on to our tech advice. And this isn't necessarily tech advice. It's more technical advice. So, it's pretty much tips on how to pull an all-nighter. So, our first and probably most important tip. Justify the all-nighter is actually necessary. If you can wake up early and do it, don't do an all-nighter. Trust me. Especially if you have class the next day. Good God. Or work or something where you have to be at least semi-functional. That's just disastrous. After that's done and you said, okay, screw it, I actually do need to do an all-nighter, get enough sleep the night before. Trust me. I tried doing a 36-hour marathon and I just couldn't sleep at night. Terrible. I literally had 30 minutes of sleep, and I went for a while, actually. I was surprised. But, yeah, it just never was happening. Also didn't help that I was sick, so there's that. So yeah, another thing that I started doing for my marathon, specifically for gaming, just because I'm so good with time management, I don't need it for college, have a snack plan. Try and eat every 3 to 4 hours, at least a full meal. Just because your body has to digest, it tends to stay awake a lot more when you do have food in your system. So there's that. Just remember, don't overeat, because then you get into food coma, and then that's just terrible. Another one, you have food, you gotta stay hydrated and drink plenty of water and fluid. Specifically, water is most likely the best. Like I said, try and stay away from caffeine in general. Just because, most people, it does have an effect on you. Me, it doesn't really do much, so I'm okay. I still stay away from it whenever I'm doing all-nighters, but I still, rule of thumb, stay away from caffeine or caffeinated drinks in general, and just stick with plain old water. Trust me, you'll have to, even if you do tend to fall asleep, you'll eventually have to wake up to go to the restroom because you have so much liquid in you, so that's, it works. The other thing, if you're sitting, wherever you are, try and stand up every hour or so and do a little stretch. I know it generally helps just not staying in the same position, moving. Maybe find an uncomfortable chair that you can't sit down for too long. That helps too. I naturally have that, so I don't have to worry. Just ask David. He always
Chair is terrible.
he has to sit on it during our in-person podcast and hang out and plays. I apologize. I'm still waiting for my chair, to be honest. So, you know, what can I do until then? Anyway, I guess I'll skip ahead and just say, if you are going to stay stationary for a while, do not lay down, because naturally your body wants to sleep. Just because, well, that's your sleeping position. That's typically what you do. So, you know, just stay away from laying down. If you do have to lay down, however, lay down the law. And by that, I mean the buddy system law. Rule of thumb, it's actually nice if you do have people with you, maybe not physically, ideally physically, or at least maybe on Skype, just someone to talk to or something. Maybe have a study buddy if that's what you're doing it for. Or marathon, for like gaming or whatever. Always have someone on Skype. It's nice to them, you know, just to be there chit-chatting in your ear, trying to keep your mind awake. If not, they can always yell at you. So, yeah. Speaking of loud things in your ears, try and play loud music. Generally keeps you awake. If for whatever reason you're not, you know, you can't function because say you're reading something or whatever, damn it, just play loud noises. Just play like white noise or something. I don't know. It's not pink noise because I'll also make you sleep. Just play something loud through your headphones, preferably. If you're playing through your speakers and it's loud, your neighbors might, you know, prematurely kill you, and well, then there goes your all-nighter. Completely pointless.
Only prematurely kill you? So they're going to kill you anyways?
Probably. If you're known to play loud music.
Don't be that guy. But anyway, staying away from caffeine. A nice little tip is to have an apple. You know, a little apple goes a long way. You know, preferably bigger apples are better. But, you know, if you have apples, you know, that actually works better than coffee to wake up, specifically in the morning. But generally, it keeps you awake. So also stay away from bananas. Pro tip, I just remembered, because bananas, I forget what protein they have or what amino acid they have that actually helps you sleep. So if you're trying to sleep,
before I go to bed.
there you go. But that's beside the point.
Hashtag banana fact.
Hashtag true story. Anyway,
Start that. Hashtag.
hashtag shut the fuck up. I'm talking.
Sorry.
So
Hashtag sorry.
hashtag saws. Steve the Merchant, great guy. Anyway, last bit of advice. Remember, no civilians. That's just a joke one. That's if you play a lot of Payday 2, specifically Ukrainian Job, you hear that quite a bit. So there's that. So yeah, those are my pro tips for pulling an all-nighter. Just remember, justify it. So, you know, yeah, that's really all I got. So
My last one was justified.
All right. I guess that does leave me now.
Mm-hmm.
Bummer. All right. Well, always speak into the microphone. And make sure your microphone is plugged in. This one is not.
It's also backwards.
Yes, it was. Be sure you speak... No, it wasn't. I can't believe you did that to me.
He actually checked.
I really did expect it to be backwards.
It was the first time he did it.
Probably so.
Because you're playing with the buttons.
Playing with the...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I was...
With
Okay.
the pad filter. Plus, I can see the diaphragm, so... just the way
I
you
can
had it
see your
positioned, I can see... What? Whoa, huh? You mean this
yeah.
situation?
Oh God.
It's the general diaphragm direction.
Okay. So yeah,
It's gonna...
be sure you speak into the microphone. And on the right side. That's helpful
Not
too.
the right side, but the right side in general. Where the microphone...
I'm on the
So
right
the-
side.
So the left side?
Maybe. If
Okay.
it's side address.
So the west side?
So just no. Just no.
East?
The north side? I wish I had a north side jacket right
It's
now.
north face.
That would have been
It's north
perfect.
face.
Is it north?
It's north
It's
face.
north
I-
face.
Wasn't there a north
It's
side
North sides
brand?
are knockoffs.
Oh. Well, still, I
Stop
wish I had a
going
north
downtown
side.
LA for your fashion.
Don't judge me. I'll have you know these are name brands, Nvidia and Nike. So I'm a leading trend in the fashion world.
Are you sure it's not Nike with a Y?
I'm not positive.
Okay.
Nikey? Or did you mean Yike?
Anyway.
Why? Yikey!
Yike.
It's pronounced Nike. But yeah.
That just sounds
Yikin'.
like something from Scooby Doo. Yikey!
Ruh-roh.
Okay. So, we're good.
Yeah, typical points of contact. You got us on the YouTube, the comment section. We always check that. You can always send us a message if you really want to, but it's just not feasible.
The Facebook.
The Facebook, the Twitter, the email. We do check that regularly. I actually checked that today.
I do
True
too.
story.
I think I checked it before you, though.
Yeah,
So
you
we had
did.
unread emails.
Yeah, we did.
Always number
Yeah,
one.
you did, I should say.
We're number two. We're number two.
And the Google Plus.
Google Plus,
Yes.
as always. It's there. We're not really much on it, but it's there. You can contact us there. We will see that. So, yeah, apart from that, that's pretty much it. So, I'm Broseph.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Davey. Moving on to some more interesting stories of nighttime activity. Some research. I'm not good at segues. Segues. I don't
I'm
normally
good at
try.
riding segues.
I don't know. So,
So I'm just gonna go straight into this one.